In October 1962, the world stood on the brink of nuclear war as the United States and the Soviet Union faced off over Soviet nuclear missiles stationed in Cuba. The Cuban Missile Crisis would become one of the tensest moments of the Cold War, pushing the world closer to annihilation than ever before. The crisis began when U.S. spy planes discovered Soviet nuclear missile installations under construction in Cuba, just 90 miles from Florida. This revelation shocked the American government and led President John F. Kennedy to take immediate action. Kennedy faced an unprecedented challenge. After days of deliberation, he chose a naval quarantine of Cuba, blocking any further Soviet ships from delivering military supplies. The world watched as Soviet ships headed toward the blockade, raising fears of a direct military confrontation. For nearly 2 weeks, the world held its breath. Behind the scenes, intense negotiations took place between the United States and the Soviet Union. As Soviet ships approached the blockade, a showdown seemed imminent, but cooler heads ultimately prevailed. The use of back-channel diplomacy, particularly through the Soviet ambassador to the United States, Anatoly Dobrinin, played a crucial role. Secret negotiations eventually led to a deal. The Soviets would remove their missiles from Cuba in exchange for the United States promising not to invade Cuba and secretly agreeing to remove U.S. missiles from Turkey. The world came perilously close to nuclear war, with both superpowers preparing for potential conflict. On October 28, 1962, Khrushchev agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba, ending the crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis remains a powerful reminder of how close the world came to nuclear war and how diplomacy and strong leadership averted catastrophe. The significance of the crisis led to future Cold War diplomacy, including the establishment of a direct hotline between Washington and Moscow. The crisis solidified Kennedy's reputation as a strong leader and had a long-term impact on U.S.-Soviet relations and nuclear policy. The Cuban Missile Crisis stands as one of the most dangerous moments in modern history, a time when the world teetered on the edge of nuclear war. Thanks to careful diplomacy, a catastrophe was averted, but the lessons of the crisis continue to resonate today. Emgotv1 subscribe.